Good morning, everyone. I am actually in my office, ta-da, and trying to figure out if you can see me if I record from here. So, checking it out. I hope everyone's doing okay and staying home, staying safe. Any videos that we put on, we would love it if you would comment and let us know what you think about them and what else you might need. We'll probably be adding some weight type videos in. See if we can get Ashley to hit some of those, and Joyce and Lauren, and of course myself with the strength class, and get Marty, and we'll see if we can get all of our instructors to add some of their own special videos on here for you while we're all cooped up. So anyway, I thought we would just start with a little small seated flow this morning. See if you can see me. Maybe. I've got a tripod coming on Amazon, so hopefully that'll get here and I can adjust the camera angle a little bit better. But anyway, so staying here, let's start just in a nice, easy seated position right now. Opening our hands up, Gyan Mudra. Remembering this mudra is the mudra of knowledge. So closing your eyes, breathing in and out through your nose. I'm going to set a timer just so y'all know how sometimes I say a couple of minutes and it ends up being a few seconds. So I do like to keep track of the time. So as you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in and say to yourself, I am. And exhale, strong. Keeping your back up nice and tall, pulling your rib cage in, pulling your low belly in tight. Breathing in, I am, and exhale, healthy. Maybe gently moving your neck side to side, forward and back. But don't drop it all the way back. Just gently move it forward and bring it right back up to neutral. Go ahead and bring your hands to the heart center. Big breath in. Reach all the way up. Stretch out. Big breath in. And exhale. Look over your right shoulder. Taking your left hand to the outside of your right leg. Just checking in with your back. See how you feel today. See if you feel tight. If you've been sitting more than normal, then you may find that your back is tight, your butt's tight, your hamstrings, your hips. Big breath in, reach on it. And come on down to the left side, taking your right hand to the outside of your left leg and gently look over that shoulder. Pulling your rib cage in, pulling your belly in. Come back center, big breath in, reach up. And exhale, stretch out just a little bit. Again, still checking in with our back, with our buttocks, with our hamstrings, knowing that the hips are the emotional depot of the body. So when we feel a lot of stress in our lives, even if it's good stress, but when we feel a lot of stress, Our hips may get tighter, our back may get tighter, our shoulders may pull up higher and be tighter. Go ahead and switch your legs, put the other leg in front. Stretch back out a little bit. See how wrong that feels? Moving side to side just a little bit, leaving this leg in front. Let's put our hands on our knees and just add some gentle heart circles. So leading with your heart. As you come back, I want you to kind of pull your body in like you're doing a cat pose. When you come out, push forward like you're doing cow. So kind of a flowing cat-cow. When you come back to that cat, drop your chin a little bit. Feel that stretch in your back. And reverse your circle. So push forward cow, pull back cat. Remembering that we use a Ujjayi breath. So we're breathing in and out deeply through our nose. As you exhale, get a little bit of a humming sound in the back of your throat. And I love to use a Ujjayi breath for focus. It means victorious breath, and we use it for a lot of reasons, but in a flow class, it really does help a lot with focus. And good, come on back center, take a deep breath in. Exhale, bringing our hands into the heart center. And let's go ahead and move around to our mat. If you have blocks at home, go ahead and grab them because we're going to be using them. If you don't have blocks at home, you don't have to use them. But all we're going to really work on today is loosening up the backside of our body and working on stepping forward. And in classes, we do this all the time, practicing that step forward, because in a flow class, if you struggle stepping forward, it makes you feel like you're always a half a step behind. So looking at ways that we can work on that, and again, it works our core, works our abs while we're practicing that step forward. So if you don't have blocks, see what you have around the house that you can hold on to. I'm trying to think of some things off the top of my head that may work. Maybe I'll look around my house and give you some ideas. If you have any, what do you call them? Little containers, the plastic containers for soap pods, you might be able to fill those up with something. They're going to be a little flimsy, but they're pretty hard plastic, so that may work for you. And just kind of look around and see what else you have. Cans, if you have a big can, it probably will hurt because it's got that grease. It probably will hurt the edge if you're doing it from the top down, but maybe on the sides it would at least be something you could hold on to. But anyway, go ahead and get your blocks. Stretch back to a child's pose, pushing the blocks out as far as you can push them. Feel that stretch in your back. Come on up to a modified plank. Pulling your belly in tight. I'm wearing a nice fluffy shirt today, so can't really tell, but I do have my belly pulled in, shoulders pulled back. Curl your toes under for me. Push back, stretching out the fascia on the bottom of your feet. See how that feels. Come on back up, push back to downward facing dog. Using the blocks, again, if you do not have blocks with you though, do the exact same thing with the mat. While you're here in down dog, go ahead and walk the dog. So alternating, bending the knees, stretching out your hamstrings, your calves. pushing your body way back, flattening out your back. Press down, remembering if our heels can touch the ground, lift your butt a little bit higher. Lunge your left leg forward. Drop that back knee. Now, if you had trouble picking that leg up and lunging it forward, you can, let me see if I can go sideways for you. You can go here, move that leg out to the side, drop your knee, and assist it on in. Finding the best way for you to be able to get forward, go ahead and step into a forward fold. And I am going to go ahead and keep using my blocks because I know most people have their blocks at home. Reverse swan dive up. Set down to chair. Remembering in chair, we have barely a tilt here with our hips. Our ribs are pulled in, our belly's pulled in. Stretch on it. Forward fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Lunge your right leg forward, pulling that knee way up into your chest and setting it down. So remembering when we're stepping forward, most of the biggest reason we have trouble with that is because we say step forward, and that's what everyone really does, is step forward. But when we tell you to step forward, what we're actually wanting you to do is lift your knee up into your chest and then set it down. So it's really an ab move. Using your abdominals, pull that knee up real high, then set it down. When we go back, we pick the foot up first and then push it back. And step that left leg forward. Take it back. And the right leg. Step on in. Forward fold. While you're in that forward fold, go ahead and check your feet. Make sure you have a fist distance between your feet. Reverse swan dive up. Big breath in. And bring it into the heart center. So you can keep on working on that step forward and see how it feels. Notice how your abs are working when you're doing that. And let us know how you feel. I know a lot of times when we do this repeatedly in the advanced class, the advanced yogis go, oh my gosh, my abs were so tight, we're sore. So let me know if you find that's the case. And if not, that doesn't mean you're doing it wrong, but just let me know what you think about it. But keep working on that. We're going to go ahead and move back to seated. So moving back to your seated position. So if you're going to keep working on the abs, go ahead and pause the video for right now and then turn it back on after your heart rate gets up and after you're feeling the work in your shoulders, your back, your whole core, but your belly, your back, your shoulders, and it's a nice hip opener too because it's a big step forward. So go ahead and pause this now if you want to keep working on that. Now, if you have come back from working on that, hopefully you felt it some. If you were going to pause it, but you thought, well, let's see what else she's going to talk about, you can always go back to that after you turn this off. But you can do it additionally. A lot of times in classes, we'll do the step forward, 8 on each side, and that may be all, or 16, or do sets of. So just kind of see what works best for you. But it does help to get your body loosened up in the places where you may be tight or stepping forward. But anyway, go ahead and move to bound ankle. So taking the bottoms of our feet together and our knees are just kind of flopped out to the side, lean forward. Feel that hip opening. Oh, and smile. Now, notice how your back feels. If you did practice stepping forward, your back may feel pretty loose now, or it may be tired. But always remembering when we're working on anything, we keep our abdominals pulled in tight. Come on up, straighten your legs out. Pull the fleshy part of your buttocks out to the side, hinging at your hips. Lean forward. I have to fix this camera angle a little bit better, but leaning forward, you can tell what I'm doing. Now when you lean forward, if you have really tight hamstrings and that doesn't happen, bend your knees. You can even take a block, put a block behind your knees for support. We do want to remember it's a hip hinging motion, so we're hinging from our hips, keeping our back nice and flat. Bring your right leg in, crossing it over for a modified pigeon. Keep that left leg extended out. Leaning forward. We're only going to hold this for 1 minute. I do hope that everyone will stay in and stay put. It's really going to be hard because we're not used to staying inside as a society. We are out all the time, and well, I guess all societies really move around and are out a lot. It seems like we're very mobile, especially here in this area. We're in our cars, we're driving all the time. But if we take the time to stay at home a little bit, we may be able to do some organizing of our lives that we didn't have time to do. So instead of feeling like it's a jail sentence, thinking about the positives that can come out of this for you personally. Go ahead and switch legs. For you personally, and of course for society, if we all stay in, then we can get past this coronavirus scare, pandemic, a lot quicker. But the staying in part's hard because if we feel like, well, I'm not sick, I'll be just fine, I'm just going to stay in my car and run to Starbucks or wherever. We do take a risk each time we do that, and I hate to see us take a risk just because we want to run out for something frivolous. Now, I've already been to the grocery store twice this week, once because I wanted fresh vegetables, and the second time because I needed some laundry detergent. But I'm trying to start making a list, and when I do go to the store, get everything on the list so I can lessen my time out. So this time, those 2 times when I was in the grocery store, I went in, got my stuff, didn't speak to anyone really, and went straight back out. But again, that was 2 times. I should have just gone once this week. So I'm trying to be a little more mindful about my movements and how that may affect someone around me. All right, perfect. Go ahead and pull that your body back up nice and tall. So moving right here, putting our hands on our knees. That's not real comfortable for me since I'm healing this wrist. So I'm just going to sit here with my hands in my chest, in my lap. So staying here, breathing in and out through your nose. And I am going to give you a thought for the day, and it's the one that I use a lot because it is one of my favorite thoughts, one of my favorite quotes, and it's also also one that I do try to live by. Experience is not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens to you. So thinking about everything that's going on now, thinking about what you can do to make the life of your family and yourself better while we are stuck at home. So, and some of you guys may not be stuck at home. You may be sitting there going, we're not stuck at home, we're not locked down here, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So if you would like to stay here, if you have a timer, I would love it if you would stay a little bit longer in meditation and just focus on your breath. Maybe set and breathe in I am and exhale grateful. Maybe listing the things that you are grateful for today. And I am grateful for you. And namaste.